Come with me on a journey. Let's travel down past the scale of cities and mountains, beyond what our eyes can see, to the very heart of matter. Here, in this subatomic realm, we find the building blocks of everything, protons and electrons. We often picture them as tiny spheres, one positive and one negative, bound together in a neat little system called an atom. But what if this picture is incomplete? What if the reality is far grander, more dynamic, and exists in a way our senses can't fully grasp? Imagine that the true stage for their interaction isn't just the three dimensions we know, length, width, and height, but a four-dimensional space. This isn't just a flight of fancy. It's a way to reimagine the fundamental nature of existence. In this expanded view, protons and electrons aren't just particles. They are phenomena unfolding in space-time. Think of it like this. A line in one dimension becomes a square in two, and a square becomes a cube in three. What does a cube become in four dimensions? It becomes a hypercube, an object we can describe with math but can't build with our hands. Similarly, the relationship between a proton and an electron might be a kind of four-dimensional structure. Their dance is not just around each other, but through a higher dimension that connects them in ways we are only beginning to explore. This perspective changes everything. It suggests that the atom is not a static object, but a continuous flowing event. This four-dimensional framework invites us to see the universe with new eyes. Instead of separate particles held together by an invisible force, we can envision a single, unified system. The proton and the electron are two aspects of a deeper, interconnected reality. Their properties, like charge and mass, arise from their unique journey through this higher dimensional space. The very fabric of the cosmos, from the stars in the night sky to the neurons firing in our brains, is woven from this intricate dance. It's a dance that has been going on for nearly 14 billion years, a silent, beautiful ballet that constructs the world we know. The journey into this idea is a journey into the profound mystery of what reality is. It challenges our intuition and pushes the boundaries of our imagination. But science has always been about looking beyond the obvious, about questioning the comfortable picture of the world. By considering a fourth dimension in the life of an atom, we are not dismissing our current understanding. Instead, we are adding a layer of depth and complexity. We are opening a door to a cosmos that is more interconnected, more dynamic, and infinitely more wondrous than we ever dared to imagine. It's a universe waiting to be discovered, one atom at a time. Now, let's add another twist to our cosmic story. Imagine that the proton and the electron are not just moving through four dimensions, but they are doing so at the ultimate speed limit of the universe, the speed of light. Now, you might be thinking, wait a minute. Particles with mass can't travel at the speed of light. And in our familiar three-dimensional space, you'd be absolutely right. But in a four-dimensional context, their relationship could be different. It's possible that their relative motion through this higher dimension is what defines their existence. They are perpetually moving at light speed relative to each other through a four-dimensional pathway we can't perceive. This isn't a chase in the way we normally think of it. It's more like two dancers on opposite sides of a grand spinning ballroom. From our limited vantage point, they might seem to be moving slowly or orbiting in a predictable way. But their true motion, their full four-dimensional velocity, is immense. This constant light-speed connection could be the very thing that defines them as a pair. The electron isn't just bound to the proton by a force, it's locked in a perpetual high-speed journey with it. Their identities are intertwined, a dynamic duo racing through the fabric of space-time itself. What does this mean for the atom? It means the atom is not a quiet, stable thing. It is a place of incredible energy and motion. The seemingly empty space between the proton and the electron is anything but. It is a channel, a conduit for a relationship defined by the cosmic speed limit. This idea transforms our view of matter from something solid and static into something vibrant and alive with unseen motion. Every object you see, This screen, your hand, the distant stars, is composed of these particles engaged in an eternal, light-speed dance that is completely hidden from our everyday experience. This concept helps us appreciate the sheer dynamism packed into the tiniest components of our universe. The energy that binds an atom together isn't just a passive force. It's the consequence of this incredible, relativistic motion. The stability we observe in the world around us is the beautiful result of this perfectly balanced, high-speed choreography. It's a reminder that even the most solid-seeming rock is, at its core, a symphony of motion, a dance of particles moving at the ultimate velocity through a dimension we are yet to fully explore. The universe is not just stranger than we imagine, it is stranger than we can imagine. So, if the proton and electron are locked in this high-speed dance, how do they communicate? How do they exchange energy and information to maintain their relationship? The answer lies in another fundamental particle, the photon. But let's think about photons in a new way. In this four-dimensional model, energy doesn't just jump from one particle to the other. Instead, it flows continuously between them like a river. This flow is made of what we might call dual photons, pairs of energy packets moving in opposite directions, weaving the proton and electron together. One photon travels from the proton to the electron, while its twin travels from the electron back to the proton. This constant, two-way stream of energy is what we perceive as the electromagnetic field. It's not a static field of influence, but a dynamic, flowing current. Think of it as the circulatory system of the atom. These dual photons are the lifeblood, carrying energy and momentum back and forth, ensuring the entire system remains stable and connected. This flow is relentless and perfectly balanced. It is the invisible architecture that gives the atom its structure and its properties. The dance isn't just the movement of the proton and electron, but also the ceaseless flow of these energy carriers between them. Electromagnetic radiation, in this context, is what happens when this perfect flow is disturbed. If an outside influence adds energy to the system, an electron might jump to a new state. When it settles back down, the excess energy is released not as a single random event, but as a photon that escapes the dual flow system. This escaped photon is what we detect as light, or radio waves, or X-rays. It's a ripple spreading out from the atomic river. So, every time you see light, you are witnessing the echo of this fundamental, four-dimensional energy exchange. This vision of energy flow helps explain the deep connection between particles. They are not isolated islands. They are part of a continuous energetic whole. The dual photon stream ensures that the proton and electron are always in communication, always part of the same story. The empty space of the atom is, in fact, the busiest place imaginable, filled with an invisible, perfectly synchronized river of energy. This constant exchange is the engine of reality, the process that builds molecules, fuels stars, and ultimately gives rise to us. Photons are the ultimate cosmic messengers. They travel at the speed of light because, from their perspective, no time passes at all. They are packets of pure energy, the currency of the universe. In our four-dimensional atom, these photons are more than just carriers of the electromagnetic force. They are the very threads that connect the proton and the electron across space-time. They stitch the fabric of the atom together, ensuring that these two particles, separated by what seems like empty space, act as a single, coherent unit. They are the bridge between the two dancers. A fascinating property of these photons is that they carry not just energy, but also non-zero temperature. This might sound strange. How can empty space have a temperature? But if space is filled with a constant flow of photon energy, then it's not truly empty. These photons, as they travel, can create localized fluctuations in temperature. Imagine a tiny, fleeting hotspot appearing in the vacuum for an instant as a photon passes by. This means the space between the proton and electron isn't cold and dead. It's a dynamic environment with a thermal texture, constantly changing as energy flows through it. This idea has profound implications. It suggests that a perfect vacuum is not the absence of everything, but rather a sea of potential, filled with these fleeting energy packets. The photons are the agents of change, delivering energy and temperature from one point to another. When a photon is absorbed by an atom, it's not just adding energy, it's delivering a tiny burst of heat, causing the atom's components to vibrate a little more intensely. This is the fundamental mechanism behind heating and cooling at the most basic level of reality. All thermal energy is, at its core, the movement of these tireless messengers. So, when we look out at the cosmos, we are seeing a universe defined by these messengers. The light from a distant star is a stream of photons that has traveled for millions of years, carrying a story of the star's temperature and energy. Within every atom in your body, a similar, albeit much smaller story is unfolding. Photons are constantly flowing, maintaining the structure of your cells, carrying the energy that powers your thoughts. They are the unsung heroes of the cosmos, the humble packets of light that build the grand tapestry of reality. To grasp this complex four-dimensional dance, let's use an analogy. Picture the proton not as a tiny ball, but as something vast, deep and fundamental, like an endless ocean. Its surface is calm, but its depths hold immense energy and potential. It represents a stable, foundational aspect of reality. Now, imagine the electron. The electron is not a simple particle orbiting this ocean. Instead, it is like a tornado, a powerful vortex of energy, whose tip just barely touches the ocean's surface. The tornado itself, the swirling funnel cloud, exists mostly in the air above, in a different medium. This air represents the higher fourth dimension. The electron's true existence, its swirling energetic form, unfolds in this dimension we can't see. What we perceive in our three-dimensional world is just the point of contact, the small, turbulent spot where the tornado touches the water. This is why the electron seems both like a particle, a point, and a wave, a field of influence, at the same time. We are only seeing the footprint of a much larger, more complex phenomenon. The tornado's connection to the ocean is powerful but ethereal. It is bound to the surface, yet its form is defined by its motion in the air above. The space between the proton ocean and the electron tornado is the atom. It seems mostly empty, just like the air between the ocean's surface and the main body of the funnel cloud. But this space is not empty at all. It is filled with the powerful winds and energy flows that make up the tornado itself. These winds are the dual photon streams we talked about, the invisible currents of energy flowing between the ocean and the vortex. This flow is what sustains the tornado, connecting its ethereal form to the foundational ocean below. The atom, therefore, is this entire dynamic system, the ocean, the tornado, and the energetic space that binds them. This analogy helps us visualize how something can be both localized and spread out, both a particle and a wave. The electron is not in one place, it the tornado, a region of influence. Its interaction with the proton ocean defines its existence. The atom is not a miniature solar system. It is a weather phenomenon, a beautiful and violent storm of energy taking place on the boundary between dimensions. It is a constant dynamic interplay between the vast, stable ocean and the powerful, swirling vortex, forever connected by invisible rivers of energy. Our experience of the world is shaped entirely by our five senses, which evolved to help us navigate a three-dimensional environment. We see in length, width, and height. We perceive time as a linear progression, but the subatomic world, the world of the four-dimensional dance, operates on a completely different set of rules. Our senses are like a small window, looking out onto a vast and complex landscape. We can see what passes directly in front of the window, but we are completely unaware of the broader world from which it comes. We see the three-dimensional shadow of a four-dimensional reality. When our eyes perceive an object, say, a red apple, what are we actually seeing? We are not seeing the apple's redness as an inherent property. We are detecting photons that have been left over from a complex interaction. Light from the sun, which is a mix of many different energy levels of photons, strikes the apple. The atoms on the apple's skin, with their unique electron tornadoes, absorb most of these photons. However, they reject the photons corresponding to the color red. These rejected photons travel to our eyes, and our brain interprets this specific energy level as the color red. So, everything we see is a second-hand story. We are not observing the atoms themselves, but the photons they discard. Our perception of color, texture, and form is built from the echoes of this four-dimensional dance. The solidity of the apple is another illusion. It feels solid because the electron tornadoes in its atoms and the electron tornadoes in our hand repel each other with a powerful flow of energy. We are feeling the force of those invisible winds, not a solid surface. Our reality is constructed from these sensory interpretations of a much deeper, more energetic process. This reveals a profound truth about our place in the universe. We are not separate observers looking in from the outside. We are part of the system. The very act of seeing involves photons entering our eyes and interacting with the atoms in our retinas. We are physically connected to the objects we observe through these cosmic messengers. Our brains have evolved to build a useful, simplified model of reality from this stream of information, a three-dimensional user interface for a four-dimensional world. But the true reality, the dance of protons and electrons, is a spectacle far grander than our senses can ever show us. If the behavior of the electron tornado is determined by the flow of photons, it stands to reason that by controlling the photons, we can influence the electron. This is not science fiction. It is the basis of much of our modern technology. Humans have learned to become masters of the photon. We can generate them, focus them, and tune them to specific energy levels. By doing so, we are reaching into the heart of the atom and nudging the four-dimensional dance. We are learning how to choreograph the behavior of electrons. Consider a simple laser. A laser is a device that produces a beam of coherent photons, all with the same energy level and moving in the same direction. When we shine a laser on a material, we are flooding its atoms with a very specific type of energy. This can cause the electron tornadoes to behave in new ways. We can give them so much energy that they fly away from their proton oceans entirely, a process used in laser cutting and surgery. We are using a controlled stream of photons to systematically dismantle the atomic structure of a material. This principle extends to almost every area of our lives. When we use a microwave oven, we are bathing our food in photons of a specific energy that are particularly good at making water molecules vibrate, heating the food from the inside out. When we listen to the radio, we are decoding information carried by photons with very low energy. In medical imaging, like MRI, we use a combination of magnetic fields and radio frequency photons to gently nudge the protons in our body, causing them to emit their own photon signals that we can use to build a map of our internal tissues. All of these technologies are a testament to our growing understanding of this fundamental interaction. We are no longer just passive observers of the atomic dance. We are becoming active participants. By manipulating photons, we are writing new steps into the choreography. We can change the state of matter, transmit information across the globe, and peer inside our own bodies. We are learning the language of the photons, and in doing so, we are gaining the ability to shape reality at its most fundamental level. The future will be defined by how well we continue to master this incredible power. Look around you. Everything you see, everything you touch, and everything you are is built from this one fundamental relationship. The universe is like a colossal structure built from a single type of brick. The atom, this dynamic system of a proton and an electron locked in a four-dimensional dance. The incredible diversity of the world does not come from a huge variety of building blocks. It comes from the countless ways these simple bricks can be arranged and connected. The properties of all matter emerge from the specifics of this subatomic choreography. The wood of a tree, the steel of a skyscraper, and the water in a glass are all different because of how their atoms are configured. In wood, Carbon atoms are linked together in long chains, a structure defined by how their respective electron tornadoes interact and share energy. In steel, iron atoms are packed into a tight crystalline lattice, their electron flows creating a strong metallic bond that makes the material hard and durable. In water, each oxygen atom is bound to 2 hydrogen atoms, and their shared energy flows create a molecule that can be a solid, a liquid, or a gas. Even life itself is a product of this dance. The DNA in your cells is a masterpiece of atomic architecture. It is a long, twisted ladder made of atoms of carbon, hydrogen, oxygen, nitrogen, and phosphorus. The shape of this ladder and its ability to store information is entirely determined by the energy flows, the photon exchanges, between its constituent atoms. Your thoughts, your feelings, your consciousness, all arise from electrochemical signals in your brain, which are, at their root, the controlled movement of ions and the dance of electrons from one atom to another. So, when we study chemistry or biology, what we are really studying is the collective behavior of trillions of these proton-electron systems. We are studying the rules of their engagement and the magnificent structures that emerge from them. The universe demonstrates an incredible economy. From one simple, elegant, and profoundly energetic interaction, it builds galaxies, stars, planets, and life. Every object is a testament to the power and versatility of this four-dimensional dance. The cosmos is a gallery, and the atom is the artist. We have journeyed to the heart of the atom and found not a simple, static object, but a place of breathtaking dynamism. We have imagined a reality where protons and electrons are locked in a perpetual, light-speed dance through 4 dimensions, their connection maintained by a ceaseless river of energy. This is the fundamental nature of reality. The world we see, the solid, stable, 3-dimensional world of our senses, is a beautiful and useful illusion. It is a surface phenomenon, the visible froth on a deep 4-dimensional ocean of energy and motion. What we perceive as empty space is not empty. It is the stage for this dance, filled with the flow of photons that bind matter together. What we perceive as solid matter is the result of countless atomic tornadoes repelling each other with forceful winds of energy. What we perceive as color and light are the echoes of this dance, the stray photons that escape the system and carry its story to our eyes. We are living within a grand cosmic performance, but we can only see a small fraction of the action. This perspective is not just a mental exercise, it is an invitation to humility and wonder. It reminds us that there is always a deeper layer to reality, a more complex and beautiful truth waiting to be discovered. Science is the process of peeling back these layers, of refining our understanding, and of expanding our imagination to encompass the true nature of the cosmos. The journey of discovery is far from over. We are just beginning to map the shores of this vast, 4-dimensional ocean. So, the next time you look at the world, remember the unseen dance that makes it all possible. Remember that every atom is a universe in itself, a place of incredible energy and motion. The stability of your chair, the warmth of the sun, the very thoughts in your head. All are products of this elegant, 4-dimensional choreography. We are all made of stardust, it is said. But we are also made of this dance. We are living, breathing, thinking manifestations of a universe that is more interconnected, more dynamic, and more mysterious than we could ever have dreamed.